Right now on Up with KREM, an increase in COVID cases have caused some Washington counties to roll back. This morning we break down which counties are still in phase 3.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you should be.
A Virginia police officer has been fired and another is under investigation for a traffic stop where an Army lieutenant was pepper sprayed, handcuffed, and held at gunpoint. Why the state's governor says the video left him angered.
It's a windy Tuesday across the inland northwest. We face the potential for downed tree limbs and blowing dust later this afternoon.
And changes to your morning commute. This morning we'll tell you what you need to know about the new ramp meters along Interstate 90.
Up with KREM starts right now with Joshua Robinson, Jeremy Legoo, and Dana Marie McNichol.
Well, new overnight, federal authorities are putting a pause on all Johnson & Johnson vaccines due to blood clotting cases. Thank you for watching Up with KREM. I'm Joshua Robinson.
And I'm Dana Marie McNichol. We're getting straight to breaking news this morning. In the last hour, both the CDC and the FDA announced that they're investigating blood clots in 6 women after they got their Johnson & Johnson vaccination.
And right now, all U.S. distribution channels, including mass vaccination sites, will pause their use of the shot. States and other providers are expected to follow, but so far, more than 6.8 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccines have been administered in the U.S. Of course, we will keep you updated with that story, but we do want to take a look outside. We're joined now by meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, what's it feeling like outside right now?
It feels quite nice out here, and it's a beautiful spring morning, not a cloud in the sky, and mild temperatures. Those mild temperatures, can you pick it out? Ooh, this is my fun one. I hope you've learned something in all of these mornings that we've been together. Right now we sit at 37 degrees. Our dew point is down in the low teens, very similar to yesterday. We have clear skies overhead, so what's the difference? Do you see it? It's the wind. The wind out of the northeast at about 17 miles per hour is keeping us mild, not just here in Spokane, but across the inland northwest. And that wind is actually a sign of things to come. We'll watch that wind continue to increase throughout the day today. And by this afternoon, we're looking at wind gusts up near 30, even 35 miles per hour here in Spokane. Elsewhere around the inland northwest, that wind will be even stronger, and there actually is a piece of tumbleweed right in front of the camera. It's kind of wild. But anyway, in North Idaho, we do have a wind advisory in place for wind gusts approaching 45 miles per hour at times. In central Washington, the strong wind will be enough to kick up some blowing dust and reduce visibility down to a mile or even a quarter of a mile at times. So something to keep a close eye on. Aside from the wind, we don't have much else in the forecast. It is going to be sunny skies throughout the day today. A couple of clouds, but not near the cloud cover we saw yesterday. It is going to be sunny and mild. Temperatures are climbing back into the mid and upper 50s across the inland northwest later today, despite some of that wind out of the north and northeast.
Well, starting this week, morning commuters in Spokane are going to see some new ramp meters activated at high traffic areas along Interstate 90.
That's right. They're going to be rolled out over the next few days. Today, the first ramp meter will be activated at Walnut Street and Monroe Street eastbound on ramps. And that's where we find Brandon T. Jones. He's out live trying out those ramp meters for us this morning, being our eyes on the road. Good morning. What a beautiful day it looks like outside. What can we expect?
Yeah, Dana Marie, it really is a beautiful day. Me and my man Nate were out here, wheels on the ground, driving around Spokane, and I always am in my car and I see these meters that have been popping up over the last year or so. So I've been really intrigued by these. According to WashDOT, the new ramp meters will help reduce crashes and traffic congestions. They're actually going to be turning on a little bit earlier today. We're going to drive up to one of those that'll be turning on this week. They will only be used when traffic flow is heavy, so you might see them on before and after work. Here's how they will work. Drivers getting on I-90 will pull up to the meter. When the light turns green, one car from each lane will continue onto I-90. You see these right here. We're driving past them, so we would actually stop if the red light was on. Green light would give us the cue, and we would hop onto the road. For drivers that use Highway 195 to get on I-90, this won't be new to you. 2 years ago, a meter was set up there, and data shows the meter helped drastically reduce serious car wrecks.
And what we saw is a 69% reduction in collisions with folks getting on to eastbound I-90. But what is more telling is that in that time frame, we went from 7 serious injury collisions 18 months before to 0 after. And that's really the telling.
So, it may take some time to get used to it, but ultimately these are being placed around town to help drivers out. You can see another one that we're passing right now. This is one that'll be turning on this week. So today, the eastbound on-ramps at Walnut and Monroe will be activated. Tomorrow, Brown Street and Division Street will be activated. And Wednesday, the Hamilton Street eastbound on-ramp will be activated. For more on what you need to know about the ramp meters activating next week, text the word WSDOT to 509-448-2000. Joshua, Dana Marie.
All right, thank you so much, Brandon, for being our eyes this morning on the road. It is back to phase 2 for 3 counties in Washington.
Yeah, it's because COVID cases and hospitalizations climbed back up to levels the state health experts said were just too high. Pierce, Cowlitz, and Whitman counties will have to return to tougher restrictions this Friday. Phase 2 includes 25% capacity for indoor dining, fitness, training, and indoor sports, along with indoor entertainment establishments. All other counties in the state, including Spokane, will remain in phase 3.
Under Governor Inslee's reopening plan, counties are evaluated every 3 weeks on 2 different metrics. First, case rates over 2 weeks, and then second, hospitalization rates over 1 week. A county needs to meet both to remain in their current phase. For more information on reopening plans, go to KREM.com.
Relax. Can you please relax?
Get out.
Please relax.
Get out of the car right now. Now.
This is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're going to treat me.
Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything.
Well, 2 police officers in the small town of Windsor, Virginia, find themselves in the national spotlight after a video of a viral traffic stop involving U.S. Army Lieutenant Caron Nazarino. Now, this body camera footage was taken back in December. In the video, one of the 2 officers pepper sprays and kicks him. He is then handcuffed while they search his car. Now, Lieutenant Nazarino is now suing both officers after they pointed their guns at him and threatened him with execution. He also recorded the traffic stop on his cell phone.
Car.
Sir, just get out the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I
Yeah, you
ask you
should
what's
be.
going?
Get out.
What's
Get
going on? What
Get
did
out
I
the
do?
car.
Get out now.
Well, this morning, one of the officers is fired and the other is under investigation following that traffic stop. The report says Nazarino was pulled over because he had no visible license plate and was evading pursuit. Nazarino's attorney says he was trying to pull over to a place that was well lit. The Virginia Attorney General is launching a civil rights investigation into the Windsor Police Department. Several Virginia black lawmakers call for an independent and transparent investigation. 6:07 now on your Tuesday morning. It's time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
State lawmakers have approved a ban on Native American mascots. If the governor signs it into law, school districts will have until December 31st to phase out the mascot, team name, or logo. Schools near Native American reservations can ask the tribe for permission to keep using their current mascots.
The White House released a state-by-state infrastructure report card yesterday. Now, Washington scored a C and Idaho scored a C-. The report card goes into depth about the need for investments in roads and bridges, public transportation, and housing, among other things, in both Washington and Idaho. The highest score went to Utah with a C+, and the lowest went to the territory of Puerto Rico with a grade of D-.
Well, airlines are working to get more planes back in the air, like the Boeing 737 MAX. Many have been sitting idle since the pandemic started, but mechanics at American Airlines spend about 1,000 hours to revive just one plane. Part of their work includes federally mandated inspections of that Boeing 737 MAX. It's not just planes that need a tune-up. Many pilots will have to be thoroughly rechecked in classrooms and simulators before coming back on the job.
And the fight to get rid of Asian giant hornets is far from over. The Washington State Department of Agriculture is proposing new rules that could help them fight against the invasive species. Now, those rules include outlawing the sale of hornets and knowingly moving them. It also includes allowing the state to come into your yard if they think it's infested. Similar rules already exist for gypsy moths and zebra mussels.
It allows us to deal with this issue should something like the European hornet show up on our doorstep, as opposed to going through the same process every time a new type of hornet arrives.
The WSDA says they will ask for permission first before entering private property.
Tenants facing eviction could soon have the right to free legal representation. The state Senate needs to pass the measure one more time before it heads to the governor's desk. But if the measure is approved, it would provide free legal help to renters who can't afford a lawyer. That's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #WithKREM on social media.
And still ahead this morning, some have tried to estimate the chances of getting COVID-19 despite vaccination using only efficiency and effectiveness rates. But does that give a fair estimate? After the break, our Verify team explains why that's not.
And of course, we're going to take you outside. We're talking a windy Tuesday across the inland Northwest. Everything from gusty wind in North Idaho to potential blowing dust in central Washington.